Siren Head. Siren Head stands at an absolutely massive 12 meters tall, roughly 4 stories high. This skeletal nightmare is wrapped in rusted, mummified flesh, stretched impossibly tight over its bones. Instead of a head, it has 2 sirens mounted on a long neck fused to its body by tendrils of skin and black wires. It's an ambush predator that can stand perfectly still for hours, blending in with trees or telephone poles. You could walk right past it and never know. Through those sirens, it mimics emergency broadcasts, familiar voices, even crying children to lure you closer. Despite being the size of a building, it moves with terrifying speed and makes no sound. Victims are found with burst eardrums, ruptured eyes, and internal injuries. First documented in Arizona in 1966 during a family vacation, you can guess how that ended. Siren Head has become one of Henderson's most iconic creations. Some theories suggest it might be the last of its kind, while others propose it can transform humans into more of itself. If you hear sirens in the middle of nowhere, just run. Long horse. Now here's a plot twist. Not every Trevor Henderson creature wants to kill you. Meet Long Horse, the only entry on this list that's actually here to help. I know, shocking. Long Horse consists of a skeletal horse skull connected to an impossibly long spine made of endless vertebrae that twist and bend in ways that shouldn't be physically possible. Black hair hangs loosely from its skeletal frame, and somehow, despite looking like it crawled out of your worst nightmare, it smells like cinnamon. This benevolent entity appears as a warning before disasters. It doesn't speak, but it whispers cryptic messages through dreams or simply shows up as a sign that something terrible is coming. Trevor Henderson actually came up with Long Horse after having a vivid dream, which honestly tracks perfectly for something this weird. Here's the strangest part. Long Horse loves music and enjoys apples. If you offer it one and it accepts, the apple turns black and withers. That's how you know it acknowledged you. Long Horse has no actual body, just an endless neck that can stretch through walls, around corners, and into places that shouldn't be physically possible. If you ever see Long Horse, don't run. Listen to what it's trying to tell you. It might just save your life. Cartoon Cat? All right, fun's over. Cartoon Cat is pure, concentrated evil. This thing feeds on violence and chaos. It's a jet-black entity with a grotesque cat-like head, always grinning with blood-stained teeth and eyes that constantly shift shape. Sometimes it's the size of a stadium. Other times it shrinks to human height. It wears those classic cartoon white gloves with 3 black lines, which somehow makes it even more disturbing. Cartoon Cat is a shapeshifter with abilities that are essentially limitless. It can appear on your television, lurk in abandoned malls, or materialize in empty amusement parks. Here's the terrifying part. People's belief in it allows Cartoon Cat to breach our reality. That means every time someone watches a video about it or shares an image, they're potentially giving it more power. Trevor Henderson himself has stated that Cartoon Cat is one of his most dangerous creations. In the hierarchy of his monsters, it's powerful enough to defeat even godlike entities. Most people who encounter it simply vanish, described as being pulled into a dark, dreamlike abyss with no escape. When it disappears, only silence remains, an eerie, unnatural silence that makes your skin crawl. So if you're watching TV late at night and notice something in the screen that isn't quite right, don't look too closely. Cartoon Cat doesn't need your permission to cross over. And those abandoned malls you pass on the highway, there's a reason they stay empty. The Smile Room. Picture this. You're exploring an abandoned hospital with friends. You find a door you haven't seen before. You open it, and you're staring into a massive mouth filled with jagged, sharp teeth attached to dark red gums. The Smile Room isn't a place. It's a creature disguised as a place. This supernatural entity manifests in abandoned buildings, adapting its size and shape to whatever space it occupies. That doorway? That's the trap. The door closes exactly 6 seconds after you walk in, and the back wall opens up, sucking you into what can only be described as a digestive tract where weak stomach acid slowly dissolves you. The truly disturbing part is that the Smile Room is actually just the mouth of something much, much larger. A nearly dead interdimensional creature whose true form we can't even comprehend. It uses long, pink tendrils from its gums to grab victims. And if it can't lure prey fast enough, it releases humanoid minions that infect people with a parasitic extension of itself. In July 2006, two teenagers disappeared in Canada. The only thing left behind was a photo on their phone captioned, "The Smile Room," and a brick wall where a door used to be. For some reason, teenagers are most at risk. Though let's be real, a married guy with kids probably isn't exploring creepy buildings at 2 a.m. If you ever see a room that doesn't quite belong, maybe just keep walking. Bridgeworm. Under every bridge and overpass, there might be something waiting. Something with a friendly face that hides 36 human-like teeth. Bridgeworm is a nocturnal hunter with a long, segmented body and arms that extend nearly 9 feet, ending in flexible, bone-like fingers. But here's the genius part. It has a false face. A flap of flesh covering its true appearance, complete with tiny black eyes and a calm, neutral expression. It looks almost approachable, almost normal. When that flap peels back, you see what's really underneath. A grotesque grin packed with teeth, a nose structure disturbingly similar to human anatomy, and misaligned eyes that bounce wildly during movement. Bridgeworms hunt at night, using their fake face to create a false sense of security before striking. They're believed to mature into highway worms, though this transformation changes them significantly, stripping away their limbs and altering their facial structure. Whether bridgeworms can be killed or captured remains completely unknown. They might be lurking under that overpass you drive past every day, just waiting for someone to stop and investigate that strange shape in the shadows. Mr. Trashbag. Mr. Trashbag keeps getting taller with every sighting, currently estimated at 20 feet. His face looks like a drowned corpse with purple around the eyes and lips. He wears soggy trash bags that are part of his body. Inside is a corpse significantly smaller than his overall size, serving as his host. Mr. Trashbag can be befriended. He often bonds with children, acting like an imaginary friend. But he's incredibly needy. If he feels ignored or neglected, he strikes. He wraps victims in his trash bag body, suffocates them, and incorporates them into his form. That's why he keeps growing. The tragedy is that children who befriend him often grow up and become frightened when he reappears. They avoid him, triggering his violent response. Those who remain kind are never harmed. Some fans theorize he's a tulpa from childhood trauma. Others think he's a paranormal entity who craves companionship. Remember, kindness is key, even to 20-foot trash monsters. The man with the upside-down face. This creature doesn't kill you. It does something worse. It feeds on your suffering and drags your mind into the darkest possible places. The man with the upside-down face appears at every tragedy, disaster, and moment of human despair. His head is literally connected to his neck upside down, with eyes gazing downward and a pale, unsettling smile that never fades. He has thin, bony limbs and dresses in formal attire, sometimes a tie, sometimes a coat, but most often a black suit with a white shirt. Here's the truly disturbing part. He's invisible to the naked eye. You can only see him through cameras or in photographs. He doesn't cause disasters, he just appears wherever there's pain, sorrow, or despair, watching from the background like a spectator enjoying a show. He's as malicious as Cartoon Cat, but his evil is subtle. He doesn't attack. He manipulates emotions, silently feeding on your hope and happiness until only sadness remains. Browse through historical photos of tragedies, and you might spot him. Standing in the crowd at a factory fire in 1912, near a car accident in Los Angeles in 1974, at a marketplace, sitting in a car, always in the background, always smiling. If you've been feeling inexplicably sad lately, maybe look at your photos carefully. He might already be there. Breaking news. Let's end with a giant. Breaking news is a humanoid destruction entity covered in material that absorbs 99.9% of light, making it appear as a walking shadow against reality itself. This thing has a long, weak neck that can't support its head properly, so its head hangs down or to the side constantly, creating a deranged, broken appearance. It has a massive hole on its face that resembles a mouth and arms that are unnaturally long and thin. Its body is vaguely human-like, but everything about it screams wrong. Breaking news makes an ear-splitting screech similar to a public address system, destroying everything in its path. After it appears, cities become empty. Based on its size and similarity to other destruction giants in Henderson's universe, fans theorize that breaking news is part of an elite group responsible for judgment and apocalyptic events. Very little is confirmed because Henderson keeps details deliberately vague, but the implication is clear. If you see breaking news, it's over. Cities fall, civilization ends. It's not hunting you specifically. You're just in the way of something much larger than human comprehension. If you enjoyed this, drop a like and subscribe for more horror content.